What's up, Aquarius? So let's get started with this reading. This reading it's definitely for the chosen ones, okay? It is, we are going to go through the channel messages, which it's messages I received in my dream, and also what came in as I awoke, okay? Senate Master Yeshua is also here. There's also Ascendant Masters, Hindu gods and goddesses, Buddhists here. Who else is here? Also Egyptian, okay? So, but I know Thoth from Atlantis, so I refer to him as Thoth, but you might know him as Tahuti. And Isis is here. Also Anubis is here. So, there's a lot of energy. Okay, so us Palladians are here, and we're also Lemurians are here as well, and we're also working with the Sacred Rebels deck at this time. If you guys remember this, I don't know if you remember this, but so this is definitely representing ancestors of all cultures. Okay, so yeah, of tribes. It's like there's something. It's the tribes of Judah. Thank you, the Lion tribes of Judah. So this is, you already probably can feel kind of what kind. Well, I don't know if you can feel what kind of reading this is going to be. Some of you may have been expecting something like this. Again, a lot of my readings are confirming what you're already going through, and also to provide you with clarity and more information, okay, about your mission. And remember your mission. Everyone here. If you're like, I don't know if this is my reading. One, if you clicked on it, it's your reading. Okay, you got guided here for a reason. But also, if you feel you're on a dual mission to awaken and activate to your 3D blueprint and your 5D gold print. And also, if you feel that you're here to be a guide or to be a source of inspiration to do the same for humanity and its inhabitants. Okay, so like the elemental kingdom, okay? Helping to heal the earth, ascend the earth, plants, animals, this, insects, this kind of thing. So I am going to ring the bell. Yeah, the energy is very high, especially because we are in Cancer season. And with the new moon, when the new moon first hit, we were in Gemini for like, I don't know how many minutes, or might have been even been for an hour, and then we went into Cancer. Okay, so the energies of Gemini are still really like here, okay, because there's this information of like communicating clearly, communicating with precision. And then there's also the energy of Cancer that's here, which is there's a couple different parts. It's this energy of protecting the family, strengthening the family, whatever that means for you, okay? It could be strengthening your connection with your guides, strengthening your connection with your higher self, because this is all family, or it could be on the physical with your actual family, okay, or close friends. This is also the time when there are going to be a lot of soul unions. So it's no mistake that right before Lion's Gate, 8/8, August 8th, that a lot of people get married at this time, okay? This is kingdom a lot of kingdom counterparts. So this is not the twin flame journey. This is kingdom counterpart, the person you're meant to live the rest of your life with through joy and fulfillment. That is not to say there will not be ups and downs or boulders that the mind has to remove out the way, right? But this is like another great time of gathering, especially in the what is it, northern hemisphere. Is that what we're in? I'm in New York, guys. So yeah, all right. And also what was coming through, great awakening. So I've had a predictions before that we were going to go through another kind of cleansing of the earth. And so when we have these pandemics and things like this, where a lot of people die or supposedly, pass away at at one time, and the whole world is on alert. This is a time when consciousness are getting switched out, and higher frequency beings are being seated onto the earth. Okay, whether that is someone who got into an accident, like a life or death accident, and their consciousness got switched out to a higher vibrational level to better support the especially the children that have already been activated, that are here. Okay, so yes, and then also, of course, people who die. So whenever someone dies, a baby is born. You know, you've heard that before. So the baby that is born is coming in a higher frequency. Okay, higher frequency, and as you can you can start to tell. So also at this time, old souls are awakening. All right, so this is where those of us who are like I'm getting like 30s to 50s, or even 50s to 60s, where we're fully awakening to our one, Lemurian heritage. Okay, so shamanic mastery, okay, and activations, but also the age of Pisces is over. So Aquarius, right? There's this energy of awakening to your tribal blessings. Okay, so the Lion tribes of Judah, and also Mohawk, Cherokee, any kind of native tribes. I'm gonna say this wrong, and I apologize, but Aboriginal, you guys know what I'm trying to say, okay? Like all kinds of like just native tribes. So there is an African tribe with an O that is trying to come in, like Ogu. It's like O-O-M. It's O-U-E-M, I think. Something like this, UGA, something like this is trying to show itself to me. So there's a lot of like tribal knowledge that's also awakening and being handed down to you. Okay, the torch is being lit. We did yesterday, we were in study, and the Three of Wands was coming out, and it was being shown as like the three tribes awakening, and you being prepared to walk through a new doorway, a new portal. All right, and in the Light Seers deck, the Three of Wands has the surfboard. So it's this energy of you being ready. Like, I'm prepared, I'm ready to surf the wave. Okay, so this is not only the wave of influence of source, but this is also the wave of influence of the collective, right? And being able to know what your truth is versus the collective truth. So this is also why we've been doing a lot of energy clearing and reconnecting to your source, reconnecting to inner child energies, feminine, masculine, and higher self, so that you guys can fully come into your sacred heart and activate your Christ consciousness. So that way, when you step through this portal, through this gateway, you have a very clear discernment. Okay, they're showing me King of Wands, Queen of Wands energy. Okay, so clear discernment, meaning that you know what your truth is, and also you know what you came here to manifest. Okay, maybe you came to manifest a business where you're healing people, or you're healing the earth, okay, trees and things like this. You know, a lot of tree magic, remember we mentioned that, is being activated at this time. So for those of you who lived past lives as tree consciousness, okay, you're being reactivated to that now. So your affinity, your love for trees may start to grow. The trees may be speaking to you. You may be called even more to ground with trees, to touch trees, forehead, hands, feet, bare feet with trees. And remember, trees it's a network. So it's a network that goes under the earth. So you are connected. When you connect to a tree, you are connected to not only Mother Earth, but to all trees. Okay, so it's a very, very powerful activation. I feel that many of you are going through this or have gone through this, and I'm here to confirm to you your connection to the trees, and to healing energy, and also being able to hold your high frequency of vibration by connecting more with trees, with Mother Earth. Okay, especially the trees that have been really coming through. that have been really speaking are the pine trees, and the blue spruce has been the blue spruce has been like, listen to me, come to me, touch me. I have knowledge for you. I have healing for you. I have warmth for you. All right, so this also this energy of being held. In the comments, there's been some comments about feeling lonely, being alone, and this kind of a thing, and that's only because it's time for you to clear your third eye. It's time for you to dissolve the veils. So it's time for you to put your forehead on the bark of a living tree, okay, and to ask for your veils to be cleared. All right, for you to see the truth. Some of you are afraid of your third eye fully opening because you're afraid of your power. You're afraid of your prophetic gifts. You're afraid that you will have to speak against groups, churches, governments, politics, whatever it may be. And some of you, this is true. Okay, for others of you, it's just for you to know this knowledge so that you can better navigate the consciousness that you will be guided to after you leave me. Okay, and to say it like that, this is, oh yeah, okay, so it's okay. So how do I say this? Okay, so like, I'm a guide, right, for different collectives, and I go to different groups, awakening, activating, strengthening you. I don't mirror your trauma, I mirror your soul. Okay, so when you're watching my readings, this is why you have such a higher level of activation, because I'm embodying all that you are. I'm embodying your spirit guides. I'm embodying your ancestors. Everyone is coming through me, and I'm just vibrating their frequency to help awaken you to the deepest part of your authentic self, your soul, your source, right? And so there's also this energy of you understanding and recognizing that when your heart is closed, when your heart is blocked because you have not forgiven, or you are still hooked on the past, grief, sadness, disappointment, victim mentality, poverty, lack, scarcity, trauma, pain, whatever it is for you, then it means your heart is blocked and you can't access your soul. You're not fully activated yet. Okay, activated yet. When you come here to these readings, you're being prepared for a new position. Okay, yeah. So, and this is also this energy that was coming out. This came out in reverse. So this is also you recognizing the limiting beliefs, the fear that has kept you blinded from seeing who you are. You looking in the mirror but not recognizing yourself. Right? And this is just all of the dense energy that has to be transmuted, and it has to be surrendered. We talked about this before, and understanding that it is not you per se that is changing the energy, right? Yes, you are an alchemist, but you are the tool. Okay, you are the tool, and it is the divine. It is the source that actually is the magic. Okay, your whole body is a tool. Your whole body is a mechanism. All right, and this is also why you are such a damn good inventor, and why you're so powerful, because you with your mind, with clarity of heart, your mind, you have the power to visualize the change in the world that can bring and lift everyone out. Okay, everyone who has said, I am a believer. Okay, and it's also this energy from going from seeker to believer. Okay, right. And so the seekers of truth. So it's this energy of coming into acceptance of, I am the truth. Okay, this full acceptance. I just saw Sagittarius number 14. I am the truth. I am the sage. Okay, I am the wisdom. I am the knowledge. I am the experience. When you start claiming these things, you awaken to your soul. All right, and you awaken to the fact that no information is out of your reach. It is already a part of you, and that's when you're able to truly activate and access your Akashic, because you now have rid yourself of all of the blockages that were keeping you from fully opening your heart. When you feel like you look in the mirror and you don't know what you see, your heart is closed. Okay, this is when you are not open to receiving love, and especially the love of yourself, because you're holding resentment against self, all right, or resentment against God, all right. So if many of you might feel that you've had to forgive God, remember, when you were forgiving God, Goddess, you are forgiving self. All right, I forgive myself, and that is the key to the kingdom: forgiveness, peace. Okay, and that's also why Yeshua has came. And some of you have denied Yeshua, and he says that is okay. He says, if you deny me in consciousness but accept me in subconsciousness, you have accepted me. Because there's this understanding of the dense energy that has kept you in a sleepwalking state, right? And so now you are reaching out because you are becoming a believer, okay? A believer in your own power, okay? Which is the power of Christ. I and my Father are one, okay? So that was like a lot, but let me get to. So first I'm going to say the name Rose Solomon, and then I'll say what the dream was. So it was like it was like we're underground, like in a subway of some kind, but it was weird because it was like, it felt like a corporate, almost like we were working down there. So it might be like an office situation that feels very like dark and dense, or underground, or maybe working for a company that isn't like public, or working for a government agency, where things are like very dark, the energy. And I saw a transgender, it was a male dressed as a female, but he was she was fully she definitely, I felt it was weird, because it was like I could feel the masculine physical avatar that was upon her, but yet I saw her fully as herself, if you can understand that. And this person was tall and thin. They were dressed in a skirt, wearing heels, and I did feel that they were wearing a wig. They had makeup on, and they had on it was a striped like shirt. It was not like a sweater shirt, but it was like short sleeved with like a little bit of a tiny bit of a neck. And then the shirt itself, it was short, like waist length, nothing was showing or anything like that. It was very and not, it was almost like business casual type of wearing. And now they're showing me a little bit clearer. I don't know if you guys remember what Freddy Krueger's shirt looked like, okay, but it was almost in those same colors, the shirt that she's wearing. In the skirt, it's not a suede, it's not a pleather, but it's like a very soft kind of material, kind of like a fake cow's hide of some kind, but lighter. If you guys know what I'm talking about. And it was black, okay. The shoes are coming in. They're coming in as like black or red, but it's like a trigger. It's like a blood red kind of like shoe. All right. So I saw that this person, a man, okay, short and wearing he didn't belong, because he was wearing, like, he wasn't in business casual, he wasn't dressed as a custodian or anything like that. He just didn't belong, and I could tell that he was watching this woman, right? And something told me to turn back, and as I turned back, I started to see him, and he pulled out, it almost was like a rifle, but it wasn't, okay. It was almost like it was like a big tool. It was almost like a wrench, but it wasn't, okay. So this might make sense to you in some way, shape, or form, okay. But somehow I got the tool, okay, whatever this was, away from him, and I almost wanted to shout out police, but I shouted out security, security, security. And security came over, and it was a woman, and she was wearing a light blue shirt, okay, security. And for some reason, this guy was almost like on a stair, and somehow, I don't know how, but it was almost as if like I handed him back the tool, the weapon, right? I handed him the weapon, but it wasn't like me handing it him. It was like I was holding it up, and somehow he grabbed it, and because I was distracted, because now the transgender woman, she was like on the ground, and it was like I was distracted because I didn't know if she needed help, but then the security guard was there asking what had happened, and then this guy, in the second, he like grabbed the weapon back, and at that moment, this is very important, at that moment there's like this immense guilt that kind of just like came over me, like, oh my God, am I going to be the reason for this death? Okay, everything is symbolic, remember this, okay? And so then all of a sudden it was like the guy came down and was on my level, and I wasn't me anymore. Jesus came through. Okay, so this is very important too, and the way that the changing of names, right? So it was like I usually refer to Yeshua as Ben Joseph BJ, right? But when I'm talking to whoever, I might refer to him as Yeshua, because all of this is activating for you, right? But when I was writing it down, I referred to him as Jesus, okay? So there's these like three personalities, or these three personas, okay? This is also very important, because remember, this is the Three of Wands. Okay, so with the Three of Wands energy, and then these three personas, this comes into the 6. This comes into union. It also comes into the 33 of the master teacher. Okay, of master. And remember that a lot of people see Jesus as an ascendant master, right? So this is you activating to your ascendant mastery, your ascendant, whatever that is for you. It might be different, or for all of you a little bit different, but one and the same. Remember this, all right? My Father and I are one. So then Jesus came through, and it was like, I don't know, he came through with so much peace. And we do have the Lemurian seed crystals on the quartz, amplifying the peace in the reading, okay? So he came through with so much peace, and he was able to almost like touch the person's heart and dissolve all of the fear, okay? And he kept saying to him, the sins of your father are not yours. All right. And if you remember that in the Bible, there's a verse that says the sins of the father are the sins of the son, right? And this is meaning that the karma of your father is transferred down to the karma of you, okay, of you. So the karma of your bloodline, the sins that your bloodline has done, has been transferred to you. And this is why many of you have gone through these immense traumas and pain, because you were meant to clear the karma for your bloodline, helping to bring the end of the age of Pisces, right? To bring the age of Aquarius, age of the visionary, the age of a heart-centered mind, being able to manifest heaven on earth. All right, 22. So 22, master builder energy. Also 22, for some reason I always feel Leo when I see 22 as well. Okay, that might resonate for some of you guys. Also names of like Mark and Marcus, Markham. There's German that's coming in. Somebody's speaking German to me right now. So Holocaust energy also very strong. In the Great Depression, very strong. So it's these major events. And also I just heard abolishment of slavery. So I got to get to that in a second. So there's this, but this is everywhere. This is not just talking about the United States. This is talking about every bloodline that has been cursed with slavery, which is everyone who was seeded from Adam. Understand? Yes. Right. Seeded to be enslaved to fear. But that is now over. That curse has been lifted. Okay, so and also it's like the 100-year curse has been lifted off of you. So many of you, things that haven't worked out before all of a sudden are popping now. Okay, many of you who are like, nothing ever works out for me. Now it's working out for you. This is because this very mass major healing has occurred, and it definitely, it didn't start with the pandemic, okay? It started with all of them. All of these clearings have been able to bring the waves of I don't really like to say light workers, because I feel we are source workers. We work with all energy, right? So it's been able to bring in these waves of higher consciousness, and also to bring in of course, star family consciousness as well. So many star seeds are awakening to their heritage, because now you are meant to activate to your mission. All right, to help rise and ascend the earth, humanity. All right, because this is our way of saving the human collective. Understand? Okay. So so Jesus kept saying this to him, and in this he just cried, and he turned into pure compassion, and he realized. So this is also talking about bigotry, when children are raised to hate other people because of how they look, because of their religion, because of how they talk. And this is also being dissolved, that now this is being lifted. So because my father was prejudiced, I'm no longer prejudiced. So a lot of people are going through this awakening, that I no longer have to hold that program or that projection upon me. And this is bringing more peace. This is awakening more rainbow children, all right, who are also a lot of the Aquarius collective as well. And it's also awakening a lot of blue rays, okay? And there's also this energy of the diamond ray coming in from the Melchizedek collective, okay, coming in to activate you to your angel abilities, your healing abilities. Many of you are working with Archangel Raphael, or have been working with him, or he's been with you since birth, okay, because you're a natural healer, so there's this energy of natural born killers, all right, and it just came through, the movie came through. So there you can tell your transition, right, from you being able to watch movies like this, and from you being not even wanting to touch anything related to anything so horrific. Okay, so this is like the light body awakening, and this is the layers of fear and projection and negativity, the layers of lies, the falseness, the delusions that are falling off. Okay, and this is because this deep compassion is coming in, source is coming in. He says, my son is coming in, to erase all of that with peace, with compassion. And that starts with you forgiving yourself. Okay, and forgiving all of those around you. Yes, it could be very hard, all right, especially those of you who have just felt so again, coming back to transgender stalked. You felt like evil has just followed you. You've wondered why have I attracted so many people that want to hurt me, manipulate me, all of these things, right? So it's for you to kind of you have to flip it, and you have to raise the perspective. So you got to call in Eagle Condor, and you have to fully become your higher self. All right, the best version of you, and doing that, you attract more joy, more fulfillment, because you refuse to hold on to the past. You let it go. You detach from it. Understanding you still have the wisdom, it doesn't make you less of a person, because you choose to come out of victimhood and survivor. You choose to come into thriver. Okay? Yes. So coming down in okay, so this is the other thing that came in. We are not God. We release the burden. So many of us, Cancer also, because Cancer is known as the mother, right? The mother of the moon. And the moon, what is the moon? A lot of people, a lot of people see the moon as illusions. People see the moon as fear, right? And so this is you understanding you are not meant to be source. You're not meant to hold the burdens, the karma for others. You are meant to release that. You're not even meant to hold it for yourself. You give it to the Christ within, and you are set free. So you see how the freedom. I've been seeing the American flag a lot over in the United States. The 4th of July is upon us. It's coming. It's a day of independence for America. Now, Many of you already know that America, in a way, like, yes, we won our independence from British, but America took independence from other tribes that were here when Christopher came over. Okay, so it's like all of these cycles of taking from others so that you can thrive, all of that is over. So this also means people taking from you so they can thrive. That is over. It's this energy of not my child. No, not my chosen one. It will not be. I will not stand for it anymore. So this is why the mass changes have been happening even faster and on a larger global rate. This is also why more and more people are being awakened to the things that are happening around the world. So again, remember I said that it's something that's happening where it's kind of been like unseen or dense energy. So what is done in the darkness shall come to the light. All right. So even more is going to be starting to come out, and you've been seeing that, right? You've been seeing the darkness come to the light, and the illusions be dispelled, and people being awakened because of this. All right. So also what came in is the reason why this is coming about is you're being prepared for a change in position, a higher position, right? Where you're going to be met with the contract of staying in your higher frequency. This means believing that you can, believing that you are not going to succumb to sadness, depression, to ego thoughts of I'm alone. This is an acceptance. You have to accept that. So that means that you have to stand at the face of all the fear around you, and you have to walk through it. Walk through it. Walk through it. You know why? Because when you look upon it, it disappears. It becomes light, and you walk right through it. Okay? All blockages are dissolved. All obstacles are lifted, and they're lifted because you're seeing things through your heart, knowing what is real and what is not. Only love is real. And you walking with that truth, and you walking with that with so much damn faith that everything that used to stop you disappears. It dissolves. All right. And Source is coming through, and he says, if you let it. Okay. If you let it, you can choose to hold on to the Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's the other thing that came in. And and I was like, okay, well, am I going to have to tell the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Am I going to have to like go through, the symbology of Sodom and Gomorrah? And he says, no, this is for you guys to take and to go and read the story, watch the story, and for you to get the symbology from it, and for what it means for you and your mission. Okay, you and your family. All right, so there is one thing that is being mentioned here. If you've been called to the mountains, if you've been called to the Siddhas, if you've been called to the Himalayas, if you've been called to the Andes, follow it. If you've been called to Machu Picchu, follow it. Okay, follow it. Go on those journeys. All right, so we are talking about shamanic journeying. We are talking about you going on an adventure of discovery by letting your guides lead the way. All right, meditation. Okay. Yeah, and also this is also you doing travel on your own, going into the mountains, going on hikes, going places that you were being called to. So this also calls for a higher sense of trust, because you might be taken to places that you don't even know where you're going. All right. And this is also, remember, development, because it's almost like Earth, many people know Earth as a school. All right. But for those of you who accept the call, who answer the call, those of you who say, to claim, yes, I am chosen and I accept my position, I accept my leadership role, I accept authority, I accept healing, I accept support, I accept abundance, right? Those of you who come into the full frequency of acceptance, all right? One, you will be fully provided for, but also two, there's this energy of you have to awaken fully. You have to activate your blueprint. So that means you have to get through this 3D kind of energy, this denseness, to activate your Atlantean blueprint, okay? And then once you do that, then you're able to truly go in and activate your gold print, which people might see it as Atlantean blueprint, but it's really your galactic blueprint, okay? So this is when you start coming into more information. This is also the reason why some of you are sent to me, because of the starseed activation that is needed to prepare you to walk out of the school, all right, and into your leadership role, whatever that be for you. You might own a roller skating rink, and the music you play is activating and healing people, all right? So although there's times when we get super spiritual and we get super into that realm, remember that a lot of us are here to bring this back down. You're Aquarius. Where's the Aquarius card? You are meant to bring the knowledge. Where is it? You were meant to bring the knowledge from source and ground it back down here on earth. Okay, so this is also this energy of being of the earth. What is it? Being of the earth but not being of it. Like being of the earth but not being of it. I think I'm not saying it completely correctly. It's coming in a little jumbled. They're showing me sine waves. Okay, so also this is this energy of Sirius coming in. Also why we're working with Isis and things at this time as well, right? The Sirians, the sound energy. So a lot of you are going to be getting activations through sound in some way, all right? Whether it be singing bowls or it be artists that you are being called to listen to, different kinds of music, whether it be just listening to instruments, acoustic guitar, just drumming, the kalimba, the hang drum, whatever that is for you. Answer the call, follow it, because you're meant to bring these codes back down, all right? And you're also meant, digestible is what I just heard. You're meant to turn it into this digestible energy, okay? So yeah, we're on the 36. So Mahanta definitely in here very strongly. So a lot of you also are, that's why we saw Sagittarius too, activating to your earth angel templates. Okay, where there's many layers of your light body, many templates, many codes that are being activated, programs that are being activated, so you can access your mastery. Okay, the mastery of every I am presence that you've lived on the earth, and also that you have from the seed point of conception. So this is massive. This is huge, because this is a time when spirit is spirit source. And this is the other thing too. Definitely a difference between spirit and source, right? Spirit is accessing all of this beautiful consciousness of angelic realm, this and masters, the elemental kingdoms, all of this. But source is accessing the seed point. Okay, so there's this energy of source coming in, pressing a button and saying you shall have everything that you need, and this includes every mastery from every mission I have asked you to accept. All right. Yeah. Yep. So, Rose Solomon. So at the end of that dream that came in, what was said to me was Rose Solomon. All right, so I know that Solomon, there's the whole Bible thing with that, and then also Rose, there's the induction to the sisterhood of the rose. Okay, primarily the sisterhood of the blue rose. All right, so some of you have been inducted, or you will be inducted, and depending on the color will depend on your mission. Okay. Yeah. So, and then there was this other thing that kind of came in, and it happened to be, there's this energy of number 2 coming in strongly. 2 hours is very important. So definitely set your clock for 2 hours from the time that you see this reading, and see what happens. See what information you receive, what revelation you receive, or what just kind of happens. And I feel like there's a parting of the Red Sea that's happening. Okay, so this is where, remember when Jesus is coming through and he's removing the blockage. all right? And he is channeling through you to remove this through compassion, through forgiveness, removing it so that you have a very clear path. And on that clear path, you have access to everything that you need, okay? The divine supply through the divine mind. And this is also why we've been working with the masters of visualization, the masters of manifestation, the masters of assumption, the masters of the law of attraction in our readings to awaken you to your true power. Okay. Yeah. And so it was something with like a baby and something with a passed on loved one. My mother came through. She passed away 11 years ago. It will be 12. She passed away in 2010. So that date might mean something to you. It also might mean that you were ending the cycle of having to face fear, because now you don't believe it. You laugh at it. You just like okay, right? And you just walk through it. It's like you see it's fog and you walk through. Many people, they see the fog and they're like, oh my God, I can't get through it. I can't see anything. I can't see anything. And then you're like, walk through it. You better walk through that. That is just mist. Walk through it. And they're like, no. And you're like, follow me. You walk through it, they follow you, and it disappears. They see that there was nothing there. Okay, so you feel it, right? You see it. So go through it. So this is also why you guys are meant to come into this leadership position, and why Aquarius is healing the masculine collective at this time, because there are a lot of masculine energies that are hiding behind masks. They're afraid to tap in. They're afraid to show who they are. Okay. Yes, and this is this energy of like masculines being afraid to show how divine they are, because they're afraid of looking like a feminine. So this is also this energy of like the transgender thing coming in as well, you know, and people tapping into to their soul and who they truly are, right? And so it's like putting on a mask, but there is a collective of beautiful souls that have said, I'm going to take it off, and they take the mask off as far as even changing their physical body, because they know who they are. They know what their truth is. All right, and this is to be led with in an example. Okay, so there's this energy that was going out of people that have same-sex relationships and you know, these kinds of things going on, and saying that this is wrong, that the only reason why people are attracted to the same sex is because they experienced you know, sexual abuse, sexual trauma by their same sex, you know, or different sex when they were younger, and it confused them. So now they're confused, and sources coming in and saying this is not so. You have led many lives as man and as woman. Consciousness is neither. The separation is not real. You know, so when people claim what their truth is, it is their truth, and it is real. Okay, so I'm not sure how that came in or why, but somebody needed to feel that, hear that, know that, confirm it, be able to accept it, because remember, it's this energy of coming into acceptance, and you have to be able to accept your truth before you can step into this new position. Whatever it is for you, whatever has been blocked to you is not blocked to you anymore, through the energy of acceptance, through forgiveness. Okay, yes. So yes, so with the baby, and then it was like, so this is funny, because there was like a baby. I didn't know if it was my baby or not. I didn't feel like it was my baby, but it was like a baby, okay? And the baby was like a baby, and then we were like, it was weird, because we were in like this parking lot, and everyone was like in this a store. It was so weird. It was like, okay, now all of these people, all of a sudden, they were able to go and leave the parking lot. Okay, so they're able to leave the building, leave the parking lot, and my mother was one of the people that are able to leave. So this is also the people. This is why I say with my mediumship, like, don't hold sadness or grief. I know that's easier said than done. Believe me, it took me about 8 years to speak to my father after my mother passed away. Okay, so when it comes to forgiveness and all of that, believe me, I know. I know how hard it can be. Okay, I know how hard it can be. And it's not because I know, I've lived it, I've experienced it, I've had everything that is coming through me, I've had to go through. So this is this other energy. I'm not, none of this am I speaking of is unfamiliar. Okay, so that's another thing that to activate you through, to understand that anything that you've gone through, one, you've already gotten through it. You've already gotten through it. You've already gotten through it. All right, so there's definitely going to be moments of deja vu that are going to be coming to you because you're awakening. You have lived cycles over and over again when you were asleep. Okay, so and these cycles, they just got tougher and tougher, but it was of the same energy, right? You know, like in a relationship, you're with somebody who's abusive, and you don't heal the karma, and then you end up going into another relationship and they're abusive, but they're even more abusive. You know what I mean? Because it's meant to really awaken you, and because you were seated with this idea that I can only learn through pain and trauma, then you attracted greater pain and trauma to get the greater wisdom to get you to wake the F up. I didn't want to curse at you because I felt like that was a sensitive moment. Sensitive moment. So sensitive moment. Sensitive, guys. All right. So, yeah. So I'm with this baby, but I'm not. It's almost as if I'm here in this room with all these people, but yeah, I'm a spirit. I can't touch anything. And the baby is there. Baby is fine. The baby is just beautiful. Okay. The baby is absolutely beautiful. The baby is happy. The baby has no clue that my mom just left the building and went, and she was able to leave the parking lot. But this is to say for those souls that have left us, right? Their work is done on the physical plane, and now they're coming back to assist us in the spiritual, right? And so many of you, your past on loved ones, this is another confirmation. If you feel that someone is a guide, either a relative or a friend, a confirmation, yes, they are. I'm seeing the number 7 in my charms right now. It's I don't know if you can see that, but it's like pointed right there at me. Okay, so that's the truth. Okay, that is the truth. They are here. They are guiding you. They're probably, I almost feel like they are definitely on your team. Okay, so you can open to that. Many of you are psychic mediums. All right, and some of you are going to be coming into greater powers at this time. So this is the other thing that came through before I finish this part in the story is God wants you, and I say God, so source, I want you to start washing your hands. Those of you who know your hands are activated with baking soda, and then also putting sea salt in your shampoo when you wash your head so you can clear your crown and also protect it. Okay, yes, and also using shea and aloe in your hair because it's helping to protect your hair strands, so that way nobody can attach to your crown energy and block you or drain you. Okay, so let me see. Yeah. So it was so weird. So she left and I was just like, okay. And then all of a sudden I was in this different scene and I was so worried about washing clothes. And I said, it's going to take me 2 hours to wash clothes, but I don't want to go to sleep with wet blankets. I want to give it time to dry. And I was with 2 roommates and it was 2 girls. Okay. So I have to explain to you. It is, okay. So my mom passed away in 2010, right? So that will almost be, it's 2022, it'll almost be 12 years ago. Now, my mom passed away in 2010. My daughter was 2 when she passed away. So 10 and 2 is 12. All right. It'll be almost 12 years since my mom passed away. That is 12/12. All right, so something today at 12/12 will pop, or from the time when you see this reading, whether it be PM or AM, all right? Or you might be seeing 12/12, okay? And this is also significant of the age of Pisces leaving, okay? It's this energy that is being, that's what 2022 is about. 2022 is about soul alignment. Okay, soul alignment, and you coming into union with Christ consciousness, you activating your sacred heart energy, you activating your Merkaba, you making your Merkaba so damn strong that you are impenetrable. Okay, and how you do that is you accept who you are. Okay, yes. So you see that, and then with the two girls, there goes a two coming in. So again, it's the twos, all right? So remember 2022, right? And the two girls, the one girl, she gave me a book to read, and she was like, here, read this. And then I looked down and I had my cards out on the table, and a lot of times after I do a reading, I'll leave it like this, because I need to go ground. I need to go ground. I need to go restore my energy. I have to release. Okay, so I might not come back to clear my table to maybe 2 hours. That's funny, 2 hours before I clear my table, because I have to immediately go release the energy, right? So there's that's coming in for you, as well as you being very sensitive to energy. You might go into places and immediately you start feeling energy being drained from your throat, okay? Because now you feel the denseness, the fear is draining, all right? It drains your life force. So you might feel that, and you might be like, I can't be here. Or you might be like, okay, what can I do to protect myself when I am in crowds of people, or when I go to certain areas of my city, of my home, okay? And this is not by accident. So many of you are actually grid workers, okay, where you are meant to clear the energy in the area, all right, of as much fear as possible. And you do this with your intention, but also working with your guides and working with elemental energy, okay? Fairies, dragons, unicorns. Well, unicorns are seventh dimension, but okay, archangels. So working with elemental energy and seventh dimension energy. All right, coming down, working with your casual chakra. Okay, so that's above the crown chakra. Yes, highly working with divine feminine energy as well. Okay, so remember that your divine feminine energy is on, like, it's 1000% right now, because you were meant to heal, right? Yes. And this is also too why a lot of people are quitting jobs and stuff, because divine feminine energy is healing the masculine, and the masculine is saying, this is not heart-centered. I now have to lead with my heart. So they're going into things where they're able to have a more higher sense of well-being. Okay, so some of you, I don't know, that hit for somebody. Okay, there you go. Let me see. So then she gave me this book, and I remember my little cousin has said, Auntie Nisi, they all call me Auntie Nisi. My family dynamic is very weird. I'll explain it one day. But he says, Auntie Nisi, I got a book for you from the library, a free book, but I don't think it's for me. I think it's for you. And I'll have to get the book out. We'll have to read from it. But it was basically like something about the bright sea. Okay, guys? So this is awakening. This is illumination. It gave me the book. So the girl also gave me a book. I looked down, I saw my cards, and all I could think about was, okay, let me clear my cards, let me go put my clothes in the wash, and then I'll read this book. And by the time I read this book, I'll be able to dry my clothes, and then I'll be ready for bed. So there's also this, this is all symbolic, okay? So the washing of clothes is a washing of energy, okay? So cleansing your energy. And we just told you 2 ways on how to clear your hands and how to clear your crown. This is also this energy of stop shaking hands. Okay, you'll know who you can touch and who you should not, okay? Because energy and also entities, parasites, programs, all this stuff is being transferred to you through hands. All right. Also in hugging, I used to hug all the time, and now I'm like, here's a virtual hug. If I know that I'm highly sensitive at that time, like super sensitive because of whatever has been going on, I will not hug you. Okay. I will not touch your hand. This is also people who I meet in the street. I meet people in the street all the time, and some people I'm actually guided to touch them, and some people I'm like, do not, and also stand back from them. Okay, so some of these things you'll just know it because you're super claircognizant, and that's also why he said to start using sea salt in your shampoo. Okay, because you have to clear the chakras, the 4 chakras up there. Okay, so you can look into that. Your 4-line chakra, and there's a chakra behind that, your crown chakra, your Bintu chakra. All right, there's also the chakra in your back of your third eye, your Alta chakra. All right, but he's really focusing on the top of your head. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, so, and then the reading of the book, many of you have to read. I know I love audiobooks. Don't get me wrong. I love audiobooks. I really do. But there is you have to disconnect, all right? And you have to connect. And how you do that, you can read a book and read it aloud, okay? Abraham Lincoln, he was known that he would read aloud, and he said that it's because he would get the information even more, because he would hear it in two ways, by his voice, and then by his outer voice and by his inner voice, right? But what he was really doing is he was activating, he was releasing, because reading is grounding, but you're also connecting in, so you're receiving downloads at that time, okay? So go ahead and read. And also, if you've been given a book to read, or if you've been given us a source to read, follow that, okay? Even if you have to read it online, go ahead and do that. There's definitely something with the tangible, though, with the book, that might be important for some of you guys, okay? And maybe it's because you're supposed to reread this book over and 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 over again, okay? Yeah, and you're supposed to be able to take it with you. So that's the other reason why. Like, it's almost this energy of, there's no excuse that, my Kindle isn't charged, you know what I mean? Or that my battery is low. So I think that's what that is, So like, if you're on the subway, so some of you definitely are riding the subway a lot. Maybe you're riding it to work, or maybe you work in the subway, because that's just like really coming up, and it was in the dream as well. But there's this energy of, even on the train they're showing me, or maybe you guys take like an Amtrak, I don't know, or like a train of some kind into work, and maybe it's a long commute or something for you, and so Spirit wants you to read during that time, okay? And I say spirit, so this is definitely ancestors that are coming in, okay? Yeah. And yeah, okay. And so in the dream of not wanting to be wet, and going to sleep, right? So wet, when you're wet, you're also cold, okay? And fear can also be very it can be cold. The energy can get really cold when you're in a lot of dense energy, right? So you might notice this when your guides are like super here, or you're like super channeling or something like this. You get really hot. You get really, really, really hot, right? So when that energy is not so prevalent, because there's so much dense energy, you might get really cold. So that's the other thing. Like, I don't like to be cold. I don't like to go to sleep like wet, because I know I'm going to be cold, right? So that's that energy of, do not go to sleep without doing some kind of clearing work. If you were feeling not grounded, it is your responsibility to go take a salt bath, do a salt scrub, go wash your hair, go pray, say your affirmations, write your affirmations, go paint, go dance, do some squats, do some jumping jacks. It is very imperative that you clear your energy body before going to sleep. Now, is that to say that you can do this every single time? I understand there's situations when you just can't, or you're just so tired. When you are in those situations, make sure you have your amethyst or some jasmine and your pillow to help protect you and to clear your energy while you are sleeping. All right? Yeah. Because even if you were astral traveling and you're doing lots of work while you were in dream state, okay, you will be fully protected. Okay? And you won't come out, with more negative energies, because you went to bed not protected. All right, so you might be seeing 7-7 a lot, and that is talking about that kind of energy. Okay, like protecting your energy. When you know that you're not grounded, you take the time out to ground, to release, whatever that is. The Sedona method is a great emotional release method. Also, we talked about EFT tapping. All right, emotional freedom technique is a great emotional release method. All right. And also just writing and singing, singing your favorite songs, rapping your favorite songs. Those are also releasing methods as well, okay? All right, so the next part of this was there was a newsletter. So it was like I was being received a newsletter, but in this newsletter, it kept giving me like every time I got it's almost like Harry Potter. It was so weird, because it was like every time I got this newsletter, there would be a different like template in it. It was some kind of healing something. All right. And it was like the exact way to do it. The exact way. It was almost as if it was like rites of passage, all right, of you being able to use a healing technique and to share it with others, all right, and that's why it's being taught to you, the exact detail, the exact technique, because you were now given the divine authority to go and to teach this, right? But remember, many of you right now, you're preparing to really be in that role, right? To really be teacher, mentor, guide, and so you're gathering all of these methods, these exercises, these techniques, because you are meant to guide someone else through them. All right. So everything that you use to heal, it's like definitely document it, and then also go back to it, because these are things that you are going to, I just heard passion prosper. These are things that you are going to be able to teach others and make income at it, unexpected income, also increased income, these kinds of things at it, getting paid to be you. All right. Getting paid for your experience, for your knowledge, and also getting paid in whatever way, shape, or form to vibrate healing energies, but also to teach others how to vibrate their healing energy, by teaching them how to clear, or teaching them how to follow their passion. When you follow your passion, that love, that joy, it transmutes the fear, okay? And that's why you do better when you're in a place of well-being, okay? Yes. Yeah, he just, as it was saying, like, preparing for a higher position. And yeah, and so it was like just reading and preparing. It was like really just, oh, here goes a new technique. Let me learn about this. Let me try it. Let me practice it. And then you see, like, maybe after 2-3 times, maybe even 4 times of practicing something, you've mastered it. And you're like, I feel like I've done this before. Because you have. Okay, so there's that deja vu memory. It's just activating the knowledge that's already within you. And that's also why the Lemurian cards are out. Oh yeah, this is funny because there's the Temperance and then here's the World. Remember, this has been coming out because through your surrender, through your healing, through your patience, do you change the narrative. And then there goes the 6 right underneath of it, the Lover's card that we talked about, you coming into union. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I need to turn these cards over. New birth, guarded diligently. Ooh, this is powerful. 24. So this is also your High Priestess energy awakening, or priest energy awakening to a higher level. And right now you're being fully protected while you're going through this huge massive rebirth. Okay, huge massive rebirth. And then there goes the green, because it's a rebirth of your heart. I am the resurrection. I am the life. Okay. Yeah, so there's this energy of like repenting. So whenever you are being called to serve in whatever form, it means that you have to take accountability for your shit. Okay? You have to take accountability for your shit. All right, this is 23. So remember we talked about 23, and we talked about 23 being like facing your fears and that you fear no evil. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. So remember the mist, right? When there's people that are afraid to go through the mist, and you're like, no, I walk through it. You walk through your fears and they dissolve. Okay, what was pain and trauma to you before is now peace and fulfillment, because you no longer see it as that. Right? You change. It's a mindset shift, and the way that you're able to do that is by releasing anything that's keeping your heart from opening fully. All right, so defend to the world the worthwhile. And this is also what was kind of blocking your rebirth or your transformation, because you holding on to that past energy, you holding on to that wounded healer energy. You know what I'm saying? And I say we were saying wounded warrior, but we changed it to wounded healer, because that's really what it was stopping you from tapping into your own self-healing ability, because you're so attached to the narrative. Okay, attached to the narrative. I've gone through so much transformation, yet nobody sees it. That's a narrative. That's an attachment to nobody seeing you. So you say, I am seen. And you call your first name and say, I see you. you know, so Janice, I see you, and you do it in the mirror, all right, so that you can clear all of the old programming out. All right, so this is also, this rebirth is a cleansing. Remember we talked about the 40 days, right? 40 days and 40 nights. And so flooding the earth. So this is also this energy of flooding your physical body, all right, and flooding your ego and cleansing it, all right, cleansing it of everything that does not belong there. Yeah. I'm just keeping this out. I'm not sure. Well, I might have to shuffle again. Let's go to the Lemurian deck. I know this is a longer one. We're going to be ending soon. There's also this energy of anything small that you need to do for your house or anything like that. Go ahead and take care of it. If you're guided to clean, if you're guided to wash clothes, wash dishes, organize, to do it, because this is also representative of energy clearing, okay? Right? When you clear your space, you're actually clearing your energetic body as well, okay? Yeah, I feel like it's actually clearing your mental body. So clearing your solar plexus, your okay. Yeah. 10, depths of love, dolphin energy. So here goes Syrians coming through again, okay? 10, let go of fear, jump into love, let go beyond attachments. All right, so this is this opportunity that's coming to you. And also the new moon energies are kind of still here, so opportunities for you to let go of attachments to relationships of all kind. Okay, everything is a relationship. Even after this reading, you know, after viewing this, say I detach from the reading. Detaching from something does not mean that you lose the information received, okay? No, you still have the wisdom. You still have the activation, but you don't need to have the attachment, you know, to the reading. You don't need to have the attachment to your children. You don't need the attachment, because unconditional love is non-attachment. That means that I will love this, I will support this, I will whatever it is to the fullest, without judgment, comparison, without fear. That is pure love, okay? Yeah, manifest, co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, joyful visions. All right, so again, some of you guys definitely need to be doing your dream journals. Oh, that's, yeah. Okay, yeah, look at this blessing. He wanted me to say this. 3, honor all life, exchange joy without karma and sacrifice. So that's exactly what we were just talking about. So that's going to be a blessing on your soul path, to be able to walk your path without attachment. When Jesus parted the Red Sea, okay, you can even think of it symbolically. It doesn't matter, all right? There was nothing. He was attached to nothing. That's how he was able to do that. That's how he's able to walk in peace, because you were not attached to fear, worry, sadness, burdens, resentment, grief, okay, disappointment, rejection, abandonment, any of that. Yeah, fear of loss is a huge one for you guys. So you just work on that. And I detach from the fear of loss. And you just work on that and you surrender it. I surrender it. I give it to the higher power, you know, to transmute into love. Or you can just give it to the highest power, you know, and just hold the space so that you have space and you can expand your gifts. If you are holding on to the past, even grief, okay, if you're holding on to it, then there is no space for you to expand. All right, so we have to detach from that, because it's not serving you. It's lowering your vibration. Okay, it's keeping you from seeing the truth in situations. All right. And that's going to be super important, because we're in Cancer season. So that means emotions are going to be running high. All right. And that's, you got to keep your cool. Cool as a cucumber. Okay. So the numbers that came through were 2, 9, and 8. That was like really clear. And I'm seeing this energy as 2 of Cups and the 9 is coming through as a wish fulfillment, and the 8 is coming through as the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so 2 of Cups, you coming into true love, which is a wish fulfillment, and the wish fulfillment is you building something. All right, you working on something, you mastering something, you building something, you creating something. Okay. It might even be mastering like loving self, because that's what ultimately you have to do. You have to become so much damn love that you are literally afraid of nothing. Okay. Yeah. And that's a process. It's a process. And then 4 9s came in and 3. So when I see 9s, I think of supernatural wealth. It's just what I think of. I think of everything being supplied. I think of you are fully back. The universe has your back. You know, you're everybody's here for you, because 9 is also breaks down into 3, and 3 was at the end of that. So you're fully supported like crazy. All right. You know, if you have to say, you know, spirit supports me, the universe supports me, all the ascended master supports me. You can even say the power of the trees protects me. And remember that, okay? Remember how powerful that is. Remember how powerful that shield is, okay? You can tap into any energy and ask for its protection, all right? And you also, and this is just until you strengthen your protection with source and you know that you're protected by what has created all, the Most High, okay? Shielded. So also, I'm being called to explain this. So also, many of you, things may have not worked out, like you getting recognition or rewards, or it's like this public thing, but it's like getting lots of you know, clients or followers, subscribers, whatever it is, you know, customers, whatever it is, buyers, whatever. And it's only because part of your energy, like you were cloaked for a long time, and it's so that you could come and do this work. All right, so blessings are going to be starting to come in. Some may come in avalanches, some may trickle in, but it's only because there's parts of your energy that you're still clearing, and so a source is giving you the space that is needed to do it without having to combat anything, right? You know, if he knows that you are really seated in some kind of a fear, he is going to help you to clear that fear before you come into this full blessing, into this full new position. Okay? Yes, again, it's this energy of you're only going to get what you can bear, you know, what you can hold. Yeah, and some of you are like, well, then I'm damn powerful. Yes, you are. Okay? Yes, you are. All right, I think I'm done with that number. So there was a couple other oracle decks that Spirit had me bring out. So I just want to tap into them and just give you that information, and then we will end the reading. There's also this energy of like doing too much, you know, because people are healing from narcissists, okay, where you gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, and they were like, actually they weren't even like, I don't even have the amount of, I was gonna like put a crystal out of, this is like you gave, okay, this is what you gave, this is what you gave, and then this is what they gave. Okay, so this is you healing that energy. All right, so again, this is that past energy, and you heal this with joy, with laughter. Okay, they say there's a quote, you know, when you start laughing, you know you've healed. Yeah, laugh at that shit. You know, like, it's like, yeah, you gotta lighten up. You gotta lighten up and just know it was just meant to activate you. That's all. And now you're activated. So it's like, thank you. So remember Ariana Grande's song, thank you. Next. That's a true story right there. Like, no, all the pain that I felt was only meant to activate me to who I am supposed to be, to my highest and truest potential. Without you, I would not be here type of energy. You know what I mean? And it's not so to say like people say, oh, I made you. No, not like that. No, you just, you activated me. You know, the pain that you brought me through made me stronger. It made me find healing. It made me seek how to heal myself. It made me seek how to seek out healers. And in that energy, I became a believer that I am a healer, and therefore I am. Yeah, that's for somebody. Explore, love, create. The only thing that holds is the only thing that holds you back is you. Okay? Isn't that interesting how we bought out, this is orange calcite, how we bought that out and how it's kind of like in here. And you, orange, sacral chakra, you, your authentic self, tapping into your authentic energy, acceptance. For me, acceptance is like navel, or excuse me, sacral, navel, and solar plexus mixed together. So again, the number 3 coming out. Then it says, let go of a fixed plan, allow for spontaneity and growth, 35. All right, so just allow, you know, and follow those intuitive. They're showing me the Knight of Swords. So follow those intuitive promptings. We'll find it for you. Because in the Light Seers deck, it's very, the way that it shows you, you know, Spirit is coming. The message, the crow has a message for you, right? And it's like, get on that bike, and you're running towards that bike. And in my interpretation of the card, all right, you're running towards it. You got your bow, and you got the target. Like, you're ready. You're running. You're like, I'm about to go. I got the information. It's time to go. It's time to take action. All right, and then you move towards truth, your truth. Okay, even more of your truth. That's what that meaning is. Yeah, some of you, this is a tree pose, guys. Tree pose, okay? Try it. Yeah, gonna get victory through surrender. Here goes the 2 of Cups, guys. And then there's the Chariot on path, movement, moving forward towards your truth, right? The Devil in this instance is a new contract, all right? And also, some of you guys are definitely going to go through a glow up. I feel it coming strongly through here. All right, and this is because you have released the spirit of depression, the spirit of sadness. And when you do that, you come into higher joy, and you're able to start loving yourself, the depths of love. Okay, you're able to fall in love with you. All right, and that's the thing. Your kingdom counterpart won't come in until you fall in love with you, until you accept you. Okay. You have to appreciate you, acknowledge you, see you, value you, love you, respect you, honor you. All right. Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Okay. So this is also telling me the mutable moon isn't completely imbalanced yet either. You see that? And that's why. So remember we said that you're not going to receive this position, this raise in position, this promotion yet, until you you activate, you integrate your energy, and you clear what's keeping you from staying in balance. And when you've mastered staying in balance, like, you can feel when you're out of balance, and then you immediately go do something to bring you back into alignment. You know, this isn't waiting. This isn't going to bed knowing that you are not aligned. All right. This is you recognizing, I'm not aligned. I'm going to sit. I'm going to read for a half hour, because I know once I read for a half hour, it's going to ground me. It's going to clear the energy. It's going to bring me back into alignment, and then I can sleep in peace. Okay. And being asked to pull one more card. This is the Moonology deck. The other one is the Starry Beginnings. I have to start putting the links in there. I'll have to do that. I don't know. Well, I do know. I'm being called to. So eventually I will. Okay, guys. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. So many of you need to know what your South Node is. That is the karma that you are clearing. Those are the ego tendencies that you are releasing. Okay, whatever your South Node is. And that's how you bring your weakness into your strength, by recognizing what that is clearly. You know, some of you can do a journal work on that as well, because you already know what your weaknesses are. So it's almost like this this energy of, you know, when you do the exercise to clear your limiting beliefs, and a lot of people usually do this around, like, you know, living your passion around money, right? And you say, what are all your fears around either living your passion, or what are all your fears around money? And you list it down in one column. And then you go to this column, and then you remix that into an affirmation that is the opposite of the fear. And then this column here is what you live by until you clear this fear. Okay, these are the affirmations you write 3 times, you say 3 times. This is the list you look at every day. This is the list you write every single day until you clear all of these fears, right? And there's the energy. Oh, look at this. And then North Node is right below it. And then there's that energy that is coming in when it comes to what are my self-sabotaging habits, okay? How do I know and recognize and accept that I sabotage opportunities, relationships, okay? Receiving. Many of you are sabotaging yourself from receiving with drinking too much alcohol. I'm going to put it out there. It just came out. Some of you are smoking too much, okay? Because you're not strengthening, smoking weed too much. You're not strengthening your light body, your Merkaba. Therefore, when you're smoking, your vehicle is already weakened. And then when you over smoke, when you smoke too much, when you're high all day, all right, now you have these holes in your luminous field, and all of this energy is able to come in. But also, it's more than that. It's not even the energy coming in, it's the energy that is attaching to your solar plexus, to your personal power, keeping you feeling like you are powerless when you are powerful. Okay, so I don't know who that's for, but it's for somebody. There's also people corded into your sacral. These are through your relationships. Release it by releasing attachments with your sacral. And for the cords in your solar plexus, there's going to be forgiveness. There's also has to be a recognizing of who you're giving your power to. Spirit, he want, okay, yeah, he says leave it at that for that one, okay? So that's for you to turn on. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So how can you step out of your comfort zone? And you need to know what your North Node is, okay? That's your tool. Okay, that's your tool. Somebody's like, well, what's your North Node? My North Node is Virgo. Okay, so that's in the way in which you use your gift to shine. Okay, but you got to know what your North Node is, so that way you can go and read up on it and see what those strengths are and what those possibilities, you know, for how to serve. Like tools are like careers or jobs or, you know, labels or whatever, and you'll see, you know, on these different things. And also with your sun, you know, if you're Aquarius sun, then you'll know exactly how to amplify your gift. Okay, yeah, and bring more prosperity and abundance into you. And use whatever you want. If you want to use tropical, use tropical. If you want to use Vedic, use Vedic. We tend to use Vedic only because we have a lot of Hindu family, okay? Soul family and things and past lives and all that. So that's what we tend to go to. But it just depends on what you're guided to, okay? What you were guided to. So this is also like releasing control and also learning different systems, okay? One doesn't trump the other. It's all information. Bring love to this situation, new moon in Aquarius. All right, this has come up too. There's something, hold on. All right, so the letters N, W, E, R, S are coming through. I'm seeing an R, hold on, an RTX. I'm seeing like a Russ, R-U-U-S, trust. Okay, all right. Okay, so, all right. There's something that, okay, mental body. So there's some kind of fear that is clouding your judgment. Okay, so that's why he said mental body. I thought we were going to be talking about like the third eye of the crown, but he said mental body. It's something that is clouding your judgment. Okay, And it's because you have to trust the situation. I feel like maybe you've been put in a situation, or maybe somebody's come back into your life, or something like this, and you're not fully trusting it. You're not understanding if this is like a test or initiation. And Spirit says just trust, and just see it through the eyes of love, and just and follow that, with have that be your navigator. All right, yeah, they're showing me the wheel again. So have that be your navigator, showing me a meteorite in the middle of the wheel, and also the crown of the Statue of Liberty. So Paris gave America the Statue of Liberty. It's in New York City. So you might be from New York City. Ellis Island might be important to you. Your name might be Ellis, or maybe there's a relative. I definitely feel grandparents here. Yeah, definitely feel grandparents here. Yes, Lorene. Yes. Mm-hmm. There's also this energy of traveling. There's also an energy of like sweets. Okay, so I feel New Orleans here as well. Um, I definitely, there is like somebody studying hoodoo. Yes, and your ancestors say if I brought it to you, it's meant for you to understand. Okay, yeah, and the French Quarter is coming through. I feel like it's just having to be with like understanding your heritage, you know, and how whatever comes with that. Okay, um, Scorpionic energy is coming through. So transformation, we know this, right? Though, because with rebirth, there has to be a death. There has to be an ending for a new beginning to come in. With rebirth, there has to be death, right? I am the resurrection, and I am the life. The rise of the sun is birth. The setting of the sun is death. All right, we go through this process every day. Each day I am forever changed. Each day I am forever changed. And you have to accept that. Oh, okay, so there it is. There's the Virgo that's coming out. So you have to detach from old versions of yourself. You know, I think, yeah, I think it was a poem or a rap, I can't remember, and it was like ode to Janice. Okay, rest in peace. It's like, it's true story. Like yes, like rest in peace, old self. I love you, deuces. You know what I mean? Like I take your wisdom and your mastery. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm out. You know, it's that energy of being okay with that. Um, so your process of grief, of grieving who you were, is going to shorten. All right, to where you can come into transformation quicker. Okay, because you're coming into detachment, so you're not attached to that anymore. You know, so it's also like me when I have to move energies, collectives, and stuff, and I, you know, was a time I like cried. You know, I get very upset because I develop a relationship with people, and then it's time for me to go. But that's a part of, and that's again with the dream that came through with the baby, right? Like when you returned back to your true self, to loving without judgment, comparison, fear, which is a baby's mindset, right? A baby just loves unconditionally. When you return back to that, it's now like I'm like my mother. I'm out. Like it's time for me to go. They're like, okay, first boarding. Who has first boarding? And I have a first boarding pass. So now it's time for me to go ahead and get on that plane and fly to the next destination of where I'm meant to be. You know, I'm not sure how long I'll be here, but you know, that's why it's this energy of like just being grateful and honored for where you were placed. You know, and come into that acceptance, and that also leads to great opportunities as well, because you don't put yourself in a box. You allow yourself to become opportunity, but it's this opportunity of like one, your ancestors are fully protecting you because of these wands here, and they're like ancestor wands, right? but you're geared up. Look at that, you have all your tattoos on you, you know what I'm saying? So like you're ready. You're like, send me where you need me to go, and that's that surfboard. I'm that wave. You flow with it, you know what I'm saying? And one project might lead to another project, leads to another project, leads to another project. But in all of those places that you go, you are you know, helping to bring code and activation and love and healing to those places. Because remember, the more that you heal in a certain place, that vibrates out to the people around you, and not just the people, but also the animals and the plants as well. Okay, the earth. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I know this was so long. I hope that just thank you to anyone who was like, thank you, Janice. I definitely watched the whole thing, and I just appreciate you very much. And again, I'm very honored to channel for the Aquarius Collective at this time. And yeah, guys, just chew on that, okay? Like, there was a lot that was brought through. I am going to go disconnect, detach right now. And actually, you know, you might want to write stuff down or what have you, get your notebook out and all that, or watch it again. But go ahead and do your clearing, and just go back into the center of your being, and just feel at complete peace. Okay, just feel at complete peace with yourself, and just release any worry, any heaviness. You know, you don't. It's not your job to carry that. So go ahead and do that release, and yeah. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.